Alright everyone, welcome back to Bag Reviews, where I review various bags. Today's bag we have is named Gamestop Power to the Players R. So this is a quality bag. It's semi-translucent. You can tug on it and it doesn't immediately break. It's got friggin' plastic, which, you know, the plastic is not good for the environment, so maybe I'll knock a few points off right there. It's got two sides, it's got a front, it's got a back. And let's see. So what are we working with in terms of contents for this thing? What do we got here? Oh, right. I'm not a bag review channel. I'm a guy who talks about Digimon. Right. Sorry, forgot about that. Here's some Digimon. They finally came out. Holy cow! It's GameStop finally came through. Now it didn't release on July 15th, like we were expecting. As you can see, it's a little bit past July 15th by 10 days. But either way, they're here now. GameStop's finally got them in. I pre-ordered them, so they called me today, and they're like, hey, your Majigger's here, and I went and got it. They had a few more there, so if you haven't gotten one yet, check your local GameStop, give them a call, see if they have the Digimon Virtual Pets. Now, these are based on the original Virtual Pets, but they are very different. And you wouldn't know that by looking at the box, because the box is nice and retro-y. It has the original Digimon logo on there. I've got a shirt with that guy on it, and it's in a few different languages for whatever you may speak, despite the fact this is only releasing in English territories, but whatever. Back to the box, it shows you some things, but they don't talk about the new features. They don't talk about raising two Digimon at once. They don't talk about the fact that you can raise multiple different eggs of various versions of Digimon. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of that here, and we're going to open one up. We're going to see what's inside. We're going to have a great time looking at these new Digimon. First new Digimon release in the United States since 1997. Can you believe that? Now, obviously, well, I should say Digimon Virtual Pet, because obviously there's been other Digimon things in the United States, but not Virtual Pets. This is the first one we've had in a long time. We've had Digivices, which were close. Not exactly the same thing, although they do call this a Digivice in the manual, so that's a little confusing. But yeah, there it is right there. Digimon Digivice assorted. My GameStop dude was nice enough to get me 4 colors for my pre-order, all 4 different colors. And so we got the brown one here. I know it looks like red, but it's brown. I'm not gonna open that one because I've seen that one before. We got the gray one, which I'm also not gonna open because I've seen that before. We got the yellow one, which I'm not gonna open because everyone seems to freaking love the yellow one. So you guys open that yourself. There's been plenty of people opening up the yellow one already. But I am gonna open up the blue one. Now before I do, I did just notice the price tag right here, $19.99. This is a beautiful thing to see because normally these Digimon are not cheap for people who are interested in them. I'm talking like these, the Japanese version, which I got right here. This came out at, I think 4,800 yen or thereabouts, which was close to $50, well, more than $50 when you included the shipping and everything. So to see these as $20 is friggin' awesome. So it's very accessible. Save up your money a little bit and you can go get one yourself too. Or if you're already a big VPET collector, this will be more of an impulse buy for you because you know how much these things can get. Even the new Tamagotchi On is $60, but this is just $20. And it comes with a bunch of Digimon on it. There's like 100 Digimon on this thing. More than that, actually. Is it per device? It's around 100. So, we're gonna open this guy up. Let's go ahead and cut into the side here. Okay. And so there we go. So we got the tape open. So there's that logo again. I guess I'll hold you that way, but not anymore because I am right-handed. We'll open that up. Drag this on out. And we got our normal old plastic. And we've got the device itself. Where is the manual? Oh, there it is. It's behind the black. Okay. There's the manual. Say goodbye to the box. I'm going to reach right in there. Bye, box. I'm going up here. All right, so there's the manual. We got Zubamon up front. We got Zubamon up back. I'm gonna open this thingy up here, and we got, oh, hello, Devimon. Why are you so popular that you get front page billing? Okay, nice. It's got words in it. It looks like a pretty standard manual. There you go. There's the manual. You can read that if you want. I've got a much shorter manual on my website, but this is in 3 languages, and my website is not. So if you speak Spanish or French, good news. Is there anything cool to say about this? I don't really think so. Oh, I know one thing I'd like to show. Yeah, here we go. So, first of all, you'll see that they capitalized the M in Digimon. That was a old school thing they used to do in the United States that they don't do anymore. And they also call it a Digivice, which they never really called the virtual pets Digivices, except like in maybe all the Digimon World games or some of them. I don't know. In Digimon World, I know that was kind of interchangeable, but they don't really refer to virtual pets as much as Digivices, so it's a little bit confusing as far as functionality, because, you know, a Digivice normally looks like one of these, and you oh, I gotta change my battery. You shake it around and such, so, but this one you don't shake, you don't go on, you don't partner up with the character from the show, you get characters from the digital monster. So, there's the manual, good stuff. Let's open up the actual thing that is super interesting. And that is the device itself. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Toss those to the side, and there we go. There's the device. It's got buttons, it's got a screen, and this actually, I was a little bit worried that this would feel kind of flimsy because of how cheap it was, but this actually feels pretty dang solid. Comparing it to the Japanese version, it feels about the same. The texture feels slightly different. Like, this feels a little bit smoother, the blue one does, compared to the gray one. Not sure if that's just me not being good at telling the difference between textures, or if it actually is different. Either way, it doesn't feel better or worse. It feels pretty much mostly the same. So we got the connector up top. It takes CR2032 batteries, and we'll go ahead and take this tab out. And there we go. We get the Digimon 20th logo. Same thing you see when you start this one up, with a little Tyrannomon head in there. It's asking for our name. Now, just like in Smash Bros. Melee, you can't enter your full name. You've got to enter just 4 letters. So if your name is Mark, congratulations. My name is not Mark. So I got to take out all my vowels. All right, there's the H, the M, the L. Get my focus back on the screen, please. Thank you. And the P, Q, R, S. A lot of space between that L and that S. Okay. All right, we'll set the time. I'm just going to set a random time for right now. We'll set the real time later. And there we go. We got an egg. I still can't change it to 24-hour time. Bummer. So there's an egg. It's going to hatch, and it's going to turn into some Digimon. Now, you start off with the version 1 egg, which can become... it turns into Bodemon first, and then Koromon, and then that evolves into Bodemon or into... I'm sorry. It evolves into Agumon or Betamon. And then it goes further from there. Now, unlike the originals, these devices can go all the way to the Mega level. It doesn't stop at the Ultimate level like it did on the originals. So it goes all the way up to Mega. There are 5 different eggs that you'll get to choose from at the start, but your very first one has to be the version 1 egg. You'll get versions 2 through 4 once this evolves into either Agumon or Betamon. And then as you fight battles and unlock more Digimon evolutions, you'll get more eggs. You'll get one for Zubamon, one for Hackmon, 2 different ones for Dracomon. I think there might be another in there. I don't know. Look at my website and you can see the full roster. There's a lot of Digimon to remember. And there it goes. It's hatching up. And boom, we got a Bodemon. Let's go ahead and look around at all this stuff here. So we have this. And look at that. It's in English. Holy cow, Bodemon. It actually says it. I can actually read it. These are all his stats. He's 0 Ah. That would be year, but it's age instead, so he's 0 age. Interesting way to write it. I would have stuck with the usual here. 5, is that a lowercase g? Okay, hold on. Why is it a lowercase g? The G is supposed to stand for gigabytes. Digimon are measured in gigabytes, not in grams, not in pounds like Tamagotchis are, but in gigabytes. So this being a lowercase g is pretty weird. I'm surprised they didn't do it like they have on the Excel. Which, let's see, or not just the Excel, but in general, this is how it's generally done. So they have a Y for years, that makes sense. They have a capital G for gigabytes for weight. So I don't know, that's interesting that they would go with that, because didn't they use a capital G on the Japanese version? Hold on, go back. What? It's a lowercase g. Or is it? Is that a lowercase g or is that a Japanese symbol? What the heck? It's the same thing. I think that might be it. No, I don't know. I don't know Japanese well enough to say one way or the other, but I'm definitely going to check that out later. Because that'd be really hilarious if that was a Japanese character and they just left it as that because it happened to look like a lowercase g. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's... Actually, wait, hold on. There's a lowercase g right there. There's a lowercase g right there, and it looks nothing like that. That's really funny. Okay, well, either way. So we have our hunger meter, our strength meter, our effort meter, all of these translations taken directly from the pendulum. We have our DP meter, win for singles, win for tags, and there we go, there's all that. So we're going to feed him a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. So they're using the pictures of the food like they do in the Digimon Pendulum and Digital Monster X. On this one, it said words for that. Yeah. I'm assuming it says food and protein or something. I have no idea. We have the training, which you just select it and do a whole bunch of battle, and boom, there he goes. He shoots out bubbles. This makes him stronger. Now, generally speaking, you want to train. You don't want to just feed protein because this will increase their strength. It'll also increase their effort, which affects evolution, and it will increase, or decrease rather, it'll decrease their weight. Oh, look, it pooped. How rude. We'll get to you in a minute, Poop. So we have the trophy icon, which he doesn't want to do because he's not old enough. They can't go to that icon until they're child level. So I'll show you one here. You can choose between single or tag battles. So I'm going to choose tag. I'm going to put Agumon up front, followed by Betamon, and you can choose to continue where you left off. There's 100 battles, and you don't have to do them all at once. You can stop and go as much as you want. Or if you want to start all over, you can do that option right here. You'll start off at the very beginning with the weakest Digimon to fight, and you first have to stop a little arrow, and then you got to hit this several times. If you stop at the third one and hit the button 9 times, that'll usually give you the strongest hits, like you can see there. That was the strongest one you can get. Next icon is poop. That washes away poop. There you go. And these things poop a whole lot, so keep that in mind. Now, getting poops and getting sickness from poop, because if you get 4 poops, you get sick. Those don't count as care mistakes, so those won't affect evolution. But if you get sick too much, your Digimon will die. So watch out for that. Lights. I can't turn the lights off on this because it's too young. Good job, guys. You won your battle. I'm super proud. So, if we look here, yeah, it said, so someone actually told me, I forget who told me today, that actually says wake and that says sleep, I think? I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know Japanese. I always thought it just said on and off because that's what it says on the pendulum, but nah, it says that here. So, you can turn the lights on or off. If your Digimon is not sleepy, as you can see, these ones are wide awake, you can hit the off or sleep button to make them sleep for 3 hours, which is nice because if you have something you need to do, that just gives you a little bit of a break. So keep that in mind. And if they are put in an app, like let's say Agumon's bedtime is 9 o'clock and I put him to sleep at 7, because 3 hours wouldn't pass until 9, he'll still be asleep when 9 o'clock rolls around and will sleep through the night. So good thing to keep in mind. Up next, we have the bandage icon. If your Digimon gets sick, hit that to heal them. You may have to hit it a few times. They don't always get healed on the first try. This is the album. If we go in here, we can see there's Digi, and this keeps track of what Digimon we've seen. So there's Botamon, you can see his name in there. There used to be codes in here too, but they took those out. Those were used for doing this online Grand Prix they were doing with Digimon, but the American versions, or the English versions rather, don't have that. So there you go. As you achieve more Digimon evolutions, you'll see more Digimon pop up in here. We have stock. This is if you have any copied Digimon. You can send Digimon that you have in your album from one device to fight alongside Digimon on the other device. And that becomes important not only for fighting, but for jogging in later levels too, combining 2 Digimon into 1. We have record, which that shows your battle records for singles and tags. I have not battled at all, so my record is 0. And you have your name. There I am. There's Hummels. Yay. There are a lot of Digimon to collect on these things. In addition to the version 1 egg, there's versions 2 through 5, which once this Digimon becomes child level, you can choose one of those other 4 eggs in addition to the version 1 egg. And those have all the original Digimon that were on them, as well as ultimate levels of those Digimon as well. I think that, there's 2 ultimate levels. I'm sorry. I gotta use the dub names. My bad. There's mega levels. There's 2 mega levels on each of the original eggs. So, for example, Metal Greymon from version 1 can evolve into Blitz Greymon, which is, there's some new designs in there. There's some really cool stuff. There's Digimon from all over in those eggs. So, there's also the ability to choose from a few other eggs. So keep that in mind that there's a lot to choose from on here. Like I said, there's close to or slightly above 100 Digimon on each of these. And each device does have its own specific version exclusive egg. Now, they're not super exciting, I'm not going to lie, because they don't have branching paths, so it's just a straight line. But for the versions in the English release, they correspond with 2 of the versions from the Japanese release. So the blue one and the yellow one go along with the brown one and the gray one, respectively. Now, the 2 different special eggs you can get, whether you're on blue or whatever color you are, they're based on characters from the show. So this is the blue device, as you can see. So you would think, well, okay, so that's going to be the one that was blue, the little blue guy. That's Gabumon, right? Nah, No, this is Agumon. And this yellow one is Gabumon. I know. I don't get it either. But that's how they're set up. So just as a heads up there. Now, gray, this gray one here, this one's also Gabumon, so that makes a little bit more sense. The brown one is Agumon. And when you get those eggs, so it's those specific ones from the show. So you get Tai's Agumon, who turns into the vaccine version of Metal Greymon and War Greymon rather, instead of Blitz Greymon. And then Garurumon on the yellow device and the gray device, or Gabumon rather. That one turns into Were Garurumon instead of Metal Mamimon, and Were Garurumon, of course, turns into Metal Garurumon. So those are the differences between those. You can still get Agumon and Gabumon on both devices, but they follow different evolutionary paths. So just as a heads up there. All right, so the last feature on here is the connection. Now, Bodemon won't be able to do that because he's too little. So I'll show you what it looks like on here. When you choose connection, yep, I passed it. When you choose connection, you have an option to battle. That was that first option there with either a version 20th or another device. And you can battle singles or tags, or if you battle another device, it'll just be, you choose just one Digimon to go into it. You can also send copies. This is where copies are sent from. And again, those are used to send a version of, oh, hi, Bodemon's evolving. Hi, Koromon, how are you doing? So when you send a copy, it just sends another Digimon to sit next to the other ones. Do I have any copies on this one? I don't think I do. Which one of these is stock? That one is. Oh, I do. I've got Slayer Dramon and I've got Alphamon on here. So I could choose to use them in fights if I wanted to. And if I fought with right Digimon as partners, they would evolve together via Jagras. So there we go. There's Koromon. Let's clean up his poop. Now that it took him about 10 minutes to evolve total. Now that he's evolved, he will start keeping track of care mistakes and effort and all that. And they'll, well, just care mistakes on this level. You can still get more effort, but it won't matter. Care mistakes matter for the next stage. And then efforts later, number of battles you do, and then care mistakes come back and matter again later on. So that's how evolution is decided. So if you take care of it one way, he'll become one thing, and if you take care of him another way, he'll become another thing. So try different things, try out different methods of making your Digimon of taking care of your Digimon, I should say, and you'll get different results for different evolutions. Now, once he does become a child, that's when I will get to choose my second egg. That's not going to happen for another 6 hours of being awake. Evolution time only happens while they are awake, so if they're sleeping, they don't grow at all. They stay exactly as they are. So you'll want to make sure that they are awake as much as they can be. So don't make them take too many naps, otherwise they won't evolve for a very long time. And that's pretty much it. That's the Digimon version 20th in a nutshell. This is, again, the English version, so people in other countries can actually read it. It's a very great device. I love this thing. When the first one came out 2 years ago, I was so stoked. I could not believe that they were actually doing this, and I'm hoping this means that we'll get more virtual pets in the United States and other areas as well. I'd love to see more of that outside of Japan because there's been a lot of really good Digimon releases in recent years, and I'd like more people to be able to access those, and I'd certainly like to be able to start getting them for cheaper, which would be nice. So there you go. Go check out GameStop, see if you can find it there. You can also buy them on Amazon. Not sure about the stock of each one. My GameStop, again, only had 4 others besides the 4 that I pre-ordered, so keep that in mind that they may not be in GameStop for a while. So if you want one, act fast and go on Amazon if you need to. So that is all I have to say on the matter. If you have questions about these devices, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to check out my website if you need help with raising them. I answer a lot of questions on there already, so read through that if you need help figuring out how to work these things. And yeah, I've got another video planned. I actually recorded it yesterday, but it's now obsolete because this came out, so I've got to record a new one. But I'll do that as quickly as I can. Anyway, hope you all enjoy raising your Digimon, and I will talk to you later. Bye!